welcome back to Daily Anime Reviews, the channel where we talk about seasonal anime on the daily. Today we are talking about episode 5 of Journal with Witch, and this is definitely the episode where I definitely understand it all. But this whole episode was kind of all over the place because we go over to the grandmother's house in one part and we get to see the mother's room and Makio and Asa interacting in that. We get flashbacks from both Asa and Makio about the mother, how Asa would treat Makio and definitely be a caring parent, a loving, caring parent, but would definitely be judgmental in certain ways. Almost as if she would tell her, oh, you can do everything you want, but only in this specific form, right? In this specific lane that I have built for you. But other than that, you can do whatever you want. And then Makio getting the feeling of, or getting flashbacks of seeing her sister actually not too far from the way they acted and being loving, but in a sense, not necessarily anything specifically bad happening, but the just slow split of them becoming different people and them operating in different ways. And I think for me personally, the longest thing for me was trying to figure out exactly what the type of message this anime was trying to tell. Because I couldn't tell if they were trying to tell a story of learning how to understand your loneliness, so like the different of clashes of people, and they all have those little messages. But the big one I think that it's really trying to tell is freedom of expression and being comfortable with said expression. And I think getting a deeper dive into how the mother acted with both Makio and Asa does actually paint a really good picture of that said thing, as there, especially with Asa specifically, as there are many moments where the mother is trying to be caring and trying to be understanding, but also it feels like as if she wanted her to choose certain things. Like she didn't want to feel like she's guiding her to somewhere, right? That she like forcing her to choose some stuff. But she definitely is like, yeah, you have like options, just don't pick out of the acceptable options. But her mother didn't like her haircut, she didn't want her joining bands. So there are certain things where I feel like not Makio, but Asa was not scolded, but definitely pushed to liking stuff that she might have wanted to do, or things that she might have liked, and more catering to like what her mother would have liked. But it felt as if it was that, but like that like Asa picked it for herself, but it always felt curated to what still the mother would approve. And you didn't really see that culminate towards the end, where an attorney actually comes to Makio's house and explains that there was 300,000 yen that was gone, and explains like, oh, what the fuck is this 3,000 yen gone? What are you doing? And then but Asa admits that it was her who took it because she wanted to buy a laptop. But because even though Makio did say, do whatever you want, it's your business, she still has that fear of like, well, she's still an adult, and she might not approve. So it will feel as if, even though Makio says these things, and it's not too far off from her sisters, which I think that's where the comparisons come in as well, that Asa sees a lot of her mother in Makio, in the ways that she stands, in the way that she acts, in the way that she actually operates, and you see that, like, despite them being different, they are a lot of similarities between them. But I think that's what's fearful for Asuka. Jesus, I've been trying to prevent saying Asuka because it's right there, Jesus Christ. But for Asa, where, yeah, she's been told one thing, but then it goes back to another. It's the typical parent thing, right? Of, oh, you can do whatever you want, but then when you want to do the thing you want, they get mad because they don't like that thing, even though they said you can do whatever you want. But Makio feels like she's actually giving Asa that actual wide net, not net, but just dropping in the ocean, being like, no, you actually have the option. You can do what you want. The freedom of expression and the freedom that you want to choose is truly up for you to decide. And that does actually make a lot of the tension that both Makio and Asa felt with each other more understandable, because it was probably the situation of Asa not really feeling comfortable around Makio, given the fact that that's her mother's sister. They do a lot of things similarly, even though there's like some differences. Even Asa has noted those differences, but there's still that innate fear of like, I just didn't want to be told that I couldn't do something that I wanted to do, and that like kind of hurts. And so I get that. Now that I'm more understanding, I mean, I already like this, but I'm very, very excited to see how this anime pulls that all together. This is a really good example of this episode, and it also feels like the turning point for Asa for finally understanding, like, oh, like, you know, here we are, and like I could do what I want, and I could do what I like actually want to do. I think there's one aspect that's still going to be very interesting to explore, where in her journal, I might have misread it because they break it up a little bit, but it seems like that she blamed her mother for the accident, being like, well, you left me, and that sucks. And I think part of her expression is feeling like she's lost, right? Because as we see also with the band stuff, her mother would choose stuff for her mother would do this for her mother would guide her to certain places, her mother would tell her what's wrong and what's not wrong, what she should do and what she not should do, but Makio is not doing that for her. So that makes a lot of sense of why she might also be a little confused as to what she wants to do and the confusion around it. Like, that makes a lot more sense now, given the context of how her mother would operate around her. So now that she's there, she, like, is probably a little upset at her mother. I mean, you know, emotions are crazy when death happens. But mad at her mother for being like, you left me. You left me with no direction of what to do, and I don't know what I want to do with my life. But now she's realizing, oh, I actually can do the things I want to do, and no one's gonna stop me from doing that. Then I can do those things, and that's why I think I just love this anime so much. Just the way they do it and the storytelling is just so great. There's also just always random moments of just like really good detailed animation. Like the animation for this is very good, very unique. But like there's towards the end where Makio's pouring a glass of wine for Samuchi as he comes over, or Masakuchi, I think his name was, and he pours the wine, and the wine looks very detailed, man. I got these instances, I'm like, whoa, okay, that looks nice. I am also very, very curious how Makio and Masakuchi will be interacting, because that end of the episode, he pulls her in, but she's definitely enjoying it. It's crazy, man. It's interesting. I think you know what? I think part of it also is that Makio is like being able to see somebody grow and be happy for that, and seeing someone actually flourish might actually make her want to flourish as well and actually open up. And we already even see it when it comes to like her mother being like, you know what, I shouldn't be closed away from the people that I care about. Yeah, it sucks that we went through all this shit and whatnot, but it is probably good for me to actually sit there and express myself a lot more. Needless to say, I'm rocking with this anime heavy. And Jesus Christ, I did not know my model was messed up. Anyways, let me know what you think of the episode. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you hate it, or what you think of the season so far. You can go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And if you like this video, you go give it a like on that, and subscribe for more channel stuff that we do every single day. And if you want to get notified when we upload every single day, you can go ahead and hit that bell button when we tell you when we upload every single day. My name is Meze. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next time. Bye-bye.